Almost no one talks about the deepest mysteries of the cosmos, the forgotten realms beyond human comprehension, where divine blueprints are etched into the fabric of existence. For centuries, a cryptic ancient text, whispered about in hushed tones, has dared to pull back the veil on these hidden dimensions. It speaks not of a singular heaven, but of a multi-layered reality, 10 distinct celestial spheres, each holding profound secrets about God's majesty, his intricate design, and the ultimate destiny of creation. This is the forgotten mystery of the Book of Enoch, a narrative that promises to redefine everything you thought you knew about the heavens. Enoch's journey into these realms is not merely a fantastic tale, it is a meticulously detailed theological exploration, challenging our preconceived notions of the afterlife and revealing a universe far more ordered, just, and complex than often imagined. This first celestial journey established an important theological framework. God's creation is ordered, purposeful, and sustained by an invisible angelic infrastructure. It challenges any notion of a chaotic or unruly universe, presenting instead a universe in which every star, every wave, every elder plays a role in a divine symphony. This is only the beginning, a curtain raised on a cosmic drama filled with beauty, mystery, and the harsh realities of divine justice. Enoch's transcendent voyage, chronicled in the ancient Hebrew text, begins not with an ethereal ascent into blinding light, but with a palpable sense of departure from the familiar earthly plane. He describes his entry into the first heaven as a direct transition above the firmament, that vast, dome-like structure spoken of in Genesis 1-7, which divinely separates the terrestrial waters from the celestial ones. This opening vision immediately grounds the fantastical narrative in a recognized biblical framework, signaling that Enoch's revelations, though extraordinary, are intrinsically tied to foundational creation accounts. What struck Enoch first was not some intricate angelic architecture, but an immense, boundless ocean, shimmering with a divine brilliance far exceeding any earthly sea. This vast expanse, stretching beyond the horizon, seemed to vibrate with the raw power and boundless creativity of the Creator, a silent testament to the God who governs all, even the very boundaries of existence. It was a humbling spectacle, an introduction to scale that dwarfed human understanding. Within this awe-inspiring first heaven, Enoch encountered a hierarchy of celestial beings, each meticulously assigned to their divine functions. He saw a group of enigmatic figures, known simply as the elders, who seemed to embody the very essence of wisdom and authority that ordered the heavens. Their presence suggested a council, a governing body overseeing the cosmic infrastructure. Alongside these elders were 200 angels, not ethereal spirits merely floating aimlessly, but diligent overseers, specifically appointed to orchestrate the movements of the stars and the intricate dances of the celestial bodies. These angels executed their duties with an unwavering precision, ensuring that the heavenly lights, each a vibrant creation, a celestial beacon, followed God's perfect and immutable plan. The first heaven, therefore, unveiled to Enoch not only boundless majesty, but also a glimpse into the profound harmony and meticulous balance that underpins all creation. The boundless ocean and the angelic architects demonstrated the exquisite beauty and perfect order of God's design, where even the most distant stars are not left to chance, but are governed by His sovereign will. This was a powerful, awe-inspiring introduction to the wonders that awaited him in the higher realms, a foundational truth that God is the God of order, a divine clockmaker whose universe ticks with celestial precision. For Enoch, this was merely the threshold, the very first step into a journey that would take him closer to the heart of God's unfathomable majesty. As Enoch was guided to the second heaven, the luminous brilliance of the first realm vanished, replaced by an immediate and profound darkness. This was not the comforting darkness of night, but a harrowing, unsettling gloom, far deeper than anything experienced on earth. It was unmistakably a place devoid of peace, saturated instead with an almost tangible anguish. Here, Enoch bore witness to a chilling spectacle. fallen angels, beings once glorious and radiant, now imprisoned and tormented. Their faces, deeply shadowed and etched with an unbearable sorrow, bore the heavy weight of regret, a testament to their catastrophic fall from grace. Their ceaseless cries of despair echoed throughout the vast, oppressive expanse, creating an atmosphere so thick with suffering that it seemed to cling to Enoch's very soul. This was the antithesis of the first heaven's order, a place where cosmic rebellion met its grim consequence. Moved by the overwhelming sight of their suffering, Enoch, ever the inquirer, sought understanding from his angelic guides. He asked why these once mighty beings were condemned to such a fate, imprisoned in this harrowing darkness. The angels, with a solemn gravity, explained their transgression. These are the ones who turned away from the Lord, disobeying his commandments. They followed their own will and aligned themselves with their prince who is restrained in the fifth heaven. This quote, echoing ancient sources, points directly to the narrative of the Watchers, the angels who, according to Enoch, rebelled against God's authority. They abandoned their divine purpose, descended to earth, and corrupted humanity, leading to chaos and violence. Their rebellion had not only resulted in their own devastating fall, but also unleashed a legacy of corruption upon the earth. It was a profound betrayal that demanded severe and unwavering divine judgment. The second heaven served as a grim and potent warning of the devastating consequences of defying God's will. It was a stark, unyielding place of accountability, a cosmic prison where even the mightiest of celestial beings faced the unwavering justice of the Creator. For Enoch, this experience was a chilling reminder of the unshakable righteousness of God. The haunting cries of the fallen angels resonated in his mind, serving as a powerful, inescapable lesson on the serious and eternal consequences of the choices we make, whether in service or in rebellion against the Most High. It was a theological revelation that the wages of sin are indeed eternal, even for angelic hosts. Ascending from the chilling despair of the second heaven, Enoch entered the third heaven, a realm that provided a striking contrast. This was paradise, a place of indescribable beauty and profound peace, bathed in the radiant glow of God's boundless blessings. As Enoch arrived, his eyes beheld a stunning landscape, overflowing with vibrant life. Towering trees, their branches laden with blossoms, displayed flowers of every conceivable color. Their sweet, ethereal fragrances filled the air with intoxicating perfumes. Their fruits, ripe and abundant, glistened with a heavenly luminescence, promising eternal sustenance and delight. But the marvel did not end there. Streams of honey, milk, oil, and wine flowed gently across the land, creating an atmosphere of divine abundance and effortless provision. This vision evokes the biblical Garden of Eden, but on a grand cosmic scale, a perfected sanctuary for the redeemed. At the very heart of this third heaven, standing as a magnificent symbol of God's eternal goodness and life, was the Tree of Life. Its glowing branches shimmered with breathtaking hues of crimson and gold, reaching majestically towards the celestial expanse, while its roots stretched deep, metaphorically connecting to the very edge of the earth. The Tree of Life emanated a sense of holiness and beauty far beyond human comprehension, a vibrant, living testament to the Creator's majesty and his unending desire to bestow life. The angels accompanying Enoch explained that this heavenly paradise was specifically prepared for the righteous, those who had lived their lives in accordance with God's perfect will. These were the souls who had shown compassion to the poor, fed the hungry, clothed the naked, and walked in humility and unwavering justice before the Lord. This was their eternal reward, a place of ultimate rest, unimaginable joy, and perpetual communion with the divine. It was a fulfillment of the promise given to the penitent thief, "Today you will be with me in paradise," a testament to God's mercy and justice interwoven. However, not all of the third heaven was serene. Enoch was also shown its northern region, a chilling counterpoint, a place of torment meticulously reserved for the wicked. This dark and terrifying area was starkly marked by rivers of fire and unquenchable flames, a perpetual inferno where those who had practiced witchcraft, idolatry, and other grave sins during their earthly lives, faced eternal punishment. The imagery of this fiery region closely mirrors biblical depictions of Gehenna, or hell, reminding Enoch and all who would hear his story of the severe and immutable consequences of turning away from God's righteousness. This duality within the third heaven, paradise for the righteous and torment for the wicked, underscores a profound theological truth. God's justice is comprehensive, encompassing both reward and consequence. It teaches that every choice made on earth has an eternal echo, shaping one's destiny in these celestial realms. The revelation of the third heaven firmly establishes the moral universe governed by a just and loving God. A God who both rewards fidelity and judges rebellion, ensuring that ultimate righteousness prevails. Enoch's journey through the heavens had already revealed realms of meticulous order and profound despair, yet the cosmos held even more intricate layers of divine design. His ascent into the fourth heaven brought him a remarkable, almost overwhelming vision of the celestial mechanics that govern the entirety of creation. This realm was not merely a passive space. It was alive with divine order, a colossal, perfectly calibrated clockwork where the sun, moon, and stars moved with astonishing precision under the direct guidance of dedicated angelic beings. Enoch gazed in utter marvel at the radiant, almost blinding light of the sun, which, he noted with keen observation, was 7 times greater in intensity than that of the moon. Each celestial body, from the most brilliant star to the gentlest lunar crescent, meticulously followed its ordained path, illuminating creation and marking the inexorable passage of time with unwavering consistency. This was a cosmic symphony of light and motion, a testament to an unseen divine choreographer. It was a tangible proof, for Enoch, that the universe was no accident, but a marvel of precise engineering, each component perfectly attuned to a grand, overarching plan. Enoch observed legions upon legions of angels, countless in number, attending to the sun and moon with diligent purpose, ensuring their movements were not only harmonious, but exact to the cosmic second. These angels carried out their sacred duties with an unwavering commitment, guiding the celestial bodies in their vast revolutions and maintaining the delicate balance of the heavens. He describes in awe a passage echoed in ancient apocryphal traditions. 4 great stars accompanied the sun, each commanding 1,000 stars beneath them. This imagery paints a picture of a meticulously structured celestial administration, where even the stars are part of a divinely ordered hierarchy. And at night, when the sun completed its daily circuit, flaming 6-winged angels took up their stations, guiding the sun's chariot through the unseen heavens, ensuring its return for the dawn. The fourth heaven, therefore, revealed to Enoch the extraordinary and breathtaking complexity of God's creation. It wasn't merely the brilliant display of the sun or the silvery, tranquil glow of the moon that amazed him. It was the meticulous, careful orchestration behind every single movement. The stars, the celestial winds, and the heavenly lights all moved in perfect unison, a majestic testament to the Creator's unfathomable wisdom and boundless power. This vision was a profound reminder of the absolute divine order that governs the universe. Every detail, from the punctual rise of the sun to the precise phases of the moon, was an integral part of God's flawless and eternal design. For Enoch, the fourth heaven was a deeply humbling glimpse into the majesty of the Creator's plan, a harmonious symphony that unequivocally underscored the perfection of his divine will, proving that even the passage of time itself is a sacred, divinely guided act. Having witnessed the sublime order of the fourth heaven, Enoch's journey took an abrupt and somber turn into the fifth heaven. This realm was a haunting, desolate place, overshadowed by the immense weight of regret and the bitter echoes of rebellion. Here, Enoch encountered the Gregory, also known throughout ancient texts as the Watchers. These were angels who had once held noble and significant roles in God's pristine divine order, charged with a sacred stewardship over humanity. However, they had forsaken their heavenly duties, succumbing to an overwhelming desire. They descended to earth, an event whose reverberations are felt in early church writings and extra-biblical texts, took human wives and tragically fathered the Nephilim, a race of monstrous giants whose very presence unleashed widespread corruption and devastating violence upon the primeval world. It was a rebellion of cosmic proportions, a fall from grace that scarred both heaven and earth. Enoch beheld the Gregory, not in chains of iron, but in a profound existential stillness, their enormous forms silent and lifeless, almost like statues of despair. Their once radiant faces were now withered, etched deeply with an unbearable sorrow and the crushing weight of eternal regret. These beings, who had once been glorious and brilliant, now bore the indelible marks of their fall from grace, weighed down by the incomprehensible destruction and chaos they had unleashed on earth. The angels accompanying Enoch explained that the Gregory were condemned to this agonizing state, their punishment a period of perpetual grief and a dreadful anticipation of the final, ultimate judgment that awaited them. While they had once been granted immense power and profound responsibility, their monumental disobedience had led directly to widespread chaos and unspeakable suffering, and their catastrophic failure to uphold God's perfect will had rendered them utterly unworthy of their former celestial glory. The very air of the fifth heaven seemed thick with unspoken laments, a silent sermon on the wages of pride and disobedience. For Enoch, the fifth heaven was a truly somber and indelible lesson about the devastating, far-reaching consequences of straying from God's righteous path. It served as a stark, uncompromising warning that even the mightiest and most glorious of beings are not immune to the severe repercussions of rebellion. The sight of these fallen watchers, now consumed by an unending despair, powerfully reinforced the immeasurable cost of forsaking God's divine commandments. But Revelation 12 may refer to a later cosmic conflict, a war in heaven where Michael casts down Satan and his angels. While the Book of Enoch focuses on the early rebellion of the Watchers, the theme of celestial conflict and divine judgment remains consistent across both ancient sources. The fifth heaven, therefore, stands as a theological anchor, demonstrating that divine justice is unwavering and that every act of defiance against the Most High, regardless of the stature of the transgressor, will eventually meet its righteous reckoning. It's a testament to the unchanging moral order of the universe, where divine consequences are as certain as the celestial bodies described in the previous heaven. This stark reality served as a powerful reminder to Enoch and to all who would follow his narrative that free will carries immense weight, and disobedience brings with it an eternal, harrowing price. Enoch's celestial odyssey, a journey spanning realms of cosmic order and the chilling despair of fallen grace, now ascended into a sphere of unparalleled light and harmony. The transition into the sixth heaven was marked by an overwhelming sense of divine precision and luminous beauty, a place where God's glory was not merely reflected but deeply embedded in every corner of its vast expanse. Enoch was mesmerized by the radiant brilliance that permeated this realm, an ethereal glow that spoke of intrinsic holiness and perfect alignment with the Creator's will. This was a sanctuary of pure light, a testament to God's unwavering majesty and a stark contrast to the oppressive gloom of the second and fifth heavens. Here, in this luminous sixth heaven, Enoch observed 7 distinct bands of angels, each dedicated with an unwavering focus to the intricate study of the universe's workings. These celestial beings were not merely idle observers. They were profound scholars of creation, meticulously scrutinizing the movements of the stars, the grand revolutions of the cosmos, and the delicate phases of the moon. Their sacred task was to ensure that all these cosmic elements functioned according to God's perfect and immutable design, acting as celestial guardians of universal order. Their diligent work was a continuous act of worship, an intellectual adoration of the divine mind that conceived and sustained such immense complexity. But their devotion extended beyond mere study. These angels were also worshippers of unparalleled fervor. Their songs of praise, pure and resonant, echoed throughout the sixth heaven. melodies so exquisitely beautiful that Enoch found them utterly beyond human description. The intricate harmonies of their voices intertwined seamlessly with the radiant light of the realm, creating an atmosphere of profound reverence and unbridled joy, a spiritual symphony that words could never fully capture. This ceaseless worship was not a duty but an overflowing expression of adoration, a continuous testament to the inexhaustible glory of the Most High. Among these angelic hosts were beings of even greater authority and immense responsibility, the mighty archangels. Tasked with overseeing the vast multitude of angels and maintaining the natural order of creation, these archangels acted as the vigilant stewards of the divine will. They ensured that the delicate balance of both the heavens and the earth was meticulously maintained, standing as guardians of God's cosmic masterpiece. The existence of such powerful beings, dedicated to both study and worship, highlights a crucial theological point. The pursuit of knowledge about creation is intrinsically linked to the worship of its creator. It underscores the idea that understanding God's handiwork deepens our appreciation for his boundless wisdom and power. For Enoch, the sixth heaven was a breathtaking vision of divine precision and unceasing worship, where every cosmic movement and every celestial sound was an undeniable testament to God's all-encompassing glory. This realm profoundly reminded him of the unity and harmony that spring forth from living in perfect accordance with God's will. It was a place of both awe and deep inspiration, a glimpse into the transcendent beauty that unfolds when creation fulfills its purpose in perfect alignment with the Creator's flawless plan. It was a preparatory step, a cleansing of the soul before the ultimate revelation. Enoch's journey, reaching its zenith, led him into the seventh heaven, a realm described as the pinnacle of his ascent, the most terrifying and awe-inspiring encounter he had yet experienced. This was not merely another layer of celestial beauty, it was the very dwelling place of the fiery armies of angels, a host so magnificent and overwhelmingly powerful that their sheer presence was almost unbearable. Among them were the cherubim, described often in scripture with multiple wings and eyes, the seraphim, fiery beings of intense holiness, and the many-eyed thrones, each radiating an intensity of light and power that profoundly reflected their immediate nearness to the Creator. Their collective brilliance filled the entire expanse of this heaven, an incandescent glow that threatened to consume Enoch's earthly senses. Their ceaseless songs of worship, deep and resonant, echoed like thunder, vibrating with a reverence that was both majestic in its grandeur and deeply humbling in its purity. These celestial beings, in a perfectly ordered celestial dance, encircled the very throne of God, which blazed with an uncontainable, boundless light and an indescribable splendor that surpassed all previous visions. Enoch was utterly struck by the overwhelming immensity of the scene before him. The light emanating directly from the throne was so pure, so utterly overwhelming, that he, a mortal man, instinctively fell to his face in profound fear, trembling uncontrollably before the ineffable holiness of the Almighty. Every single part of the seventh heaven radiated the glory of God, an omnipresent, tangible presence, and the vast hosts of angels worshipped him with an unwavering, perpetual devotion, their adoration a continuous, deafening crescendo of praise. In this moment of overwhelming awe and existential terror, God, in his infinite mercy, commanded the archangel Michael, a mighty figure in both canonical and apocryphal texts, to lift Enoch up. Michael approached Enoch with a gentle kindness, helping him to stand before the Lord's terrifying and glorious presence. By God's direct order, Michael clothed Enoch in magnificent garments of glory, ethereal robes that seemed woven from pure light, and anointed him with radiant heavenly oil. This transformation was not merely symbolic, it was profound and physical. Enoch, now adorned in these celestial garments, became truly like the angels, his earthly, perishable form miraculously replaced with a radiant, immortal, heavenly likeness, perfectly suited for this sacred realm. This echoes the concept in 1 Corinthians 15:53, where Paul speaks of the perishable putting on the imperishable, a transformation necessary to inherit the kingdom of God. For Enoch, the seventh heaven was both a deeply humbling and utterly transformative experience, a powerful reminder of God's absolute holiness and his boundless, undeserved mercy. It marked the unequivocal culmination of his extraordinary journey, bringing him into the direct, unmediated presence of the Creator and preparing him for his eternal purpose as a unique witness to God's incomprehensible majesty. This direct encounter with the divine, culminating in his angelic transformation, elevates Enoch's stature beyond that of a mere prophet, making him a celestial inhabitant, an eternal observer of God's glory. The seventh heaven, therefore, serves as the ultimate theological statement in Enoch's ascent. All creation ultimately points to and converges upon the throne of God, the source of all light, all power, and all holy order, where even a mortal can be transformed to stand in divine presence by grace. Having been transformed and brought into the overwhelming presence of the Almighty in the seventh heaven, Enoch's journey continued, now ascending into realms that delved not into cosmic structure or divine judgment, but into the very fabric of knowledge and memory. His entry into the eighth heaven marked a profound shift, unveiling a place unlike any other, a realm overflowing with an inexhaustible torrent of divine knowledge and hidden mysteries. Here, it was as if the very threads of creation were meticulously unraveled and laid bare, revealing the innermost truths of existence, the intricate flow of time itself, and the eternal, overarching purposes of God. Every detail, every unseen force, every whisper of creation seemed to converge here, each thread revealing the profound wisdom of the one who holds the entire universe together in his omniscient grasp. In this boundless heaven, Enoch experienced a humbling and illuminating revelation. He realized, with a clarity that pierced his transformed being, how utterly limited human understanding truly is. What appears to us on earth as fragmented moments, fleeting joys, prolonged seasons of pain, or years shrouded in uncertainty, are to God part of a singular, complete, and utterly perfect tapestry. From this vantage point, he sees the beginning, the middle, and the end all at once, weaving every minute detail of history, every human narrative, into his grand, flawless design. Nothing in this cosmic drama is random, nothing is wasted. Every tear, every struggle, every triumph has its place and purpose within the Creator's eternal plan. The message emanating from this realm speaks directly to the deepest longings and anxieties of the human heart. Life on earth often bewilders us, and trials can sometimes leave us questioning whether our struggles hold any true meaning, whether our suffering is in vain. Yet, the eighth heaven whispers gently, with the reassuring voice of divine truth, "Trust the author of the story. He sees what you cannot see, and he understands what you cannot yet grasp. His wisdom is unfathomable, and his design is flawless. In his time, every mystery will reveal his glory." This profound insight offers solace, a reassurance that even in the darkest valleys of human experience, a divine purpose is at work, guiding all things towards a glorious, ultimate end. This vision reminds us of Romans 8:28, that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose, a theological truth that resonates deeply with Enoch's experience of divine omniscience. As Enoch's profound journey continued, he was led to the ninth heaven, a place distinct from any he had encountered before, a vast, celestial library of unparalleled scope. This was not a realm of cosmic mechanics or divine transformation, but a meticulously organized archive of infinite proportions, filled with countless books and records that held the complete, unedited story of every single human life that had ever existed or would ever exist. Within these heavenly archives, nothing was overlooked, and absolutely nothing was forgotten. Every fleeting thought, every whispered word, every overt action, whether carried out in the deepest secret or performed in the glaring light of public view, was carefully and eternally inscribed. Here, the profound reality of divine justice became undeniably clear. Nothing, absolutely nothing, escapes the omniscient gaze of God. This vision serves as a solemn yet awe-inspiring reminder that our lives are deeply significant, endowed with eternal weight and consequence. Every decision we make, every choice we embrace, carries an echo that resounds far beyond the present moment, extending into the boundless expanse of eternity. The meticulous record-keeping of the ninth heaven reveals a God who measures far more than just the great and visible deeds that garner human applause. He also treasures the small hidden acts of love, the quiet moments of unexpected kindness, and the unseen, often unacknowledged steps of faith that no human eye may witness. These, too, are meticulously recorded, shining brightly in the divine ledger. At the same time, this celestial archive faithfully records every instance of disobedience and rebellion, for nothing is truly hidden from his all-seeing sight. This duality of meticulous record-keeping underscores the biblical principle of accountability, a truth echoed in Revelation 20:12. John describes seeing the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and books were opened. Another book was opened, which is the Book of Life. The dead were judged according to what they had done as recorded in the books. For believers, this truth can stir both a deep humility and an unwavering hope. It humbles us to know that the entirety of our lives is fully and transparently open before God, every detail known. Yet, it also profoundly encourages us, because while judgment is undeniably real and thorough, God's mercy, extended through Christ, is infinitely greater still. For those who place their trust in him, the records of sin are not merely erased, but are covered by an overwhelming, redemptive grace. And the story of their lives culminates not in condemnation, but in glorious, eternal redemption. The ninth heaven, therefore, stands as a powerful testament to God's perfect memory and his ultimate justice, tempered by his boundless mercy offered through the Lamb. It's a sobering reminder that every life has eternal significance, and every soul's journey is a carefully observed narrative in the eyes of the divine. Enoch's incredible celestial ascent, now crowned with divine transformation and imbued with cosmic knowledge, led him to the 10th heaven, the ultimate and highest realm of existence. This was the dwelling place of the Most High, the very throne room of God, radiating an absolute and terrifying majesty that transcended all previous visions. Here, in this breathtaking expanse, Enoch witnessed the final culmination of all creation, where the fate of every soul, every being, and every epoch of time would be irrevocably decided. The throne of God blazed with an intensity that defied all earthly comprehension, a spectacle of pure light, power, and unassailable authority. It was the source of all being, the ultimate seat of justice, and the eternal fount of grace, before which all creation, both seen and unseen, bent in profound reverence and awe. The very air vibrated with the presence of the Almighty, a holiness so absolute that it both humbled and electrified Enoch's transformed being. From this ultimate vantage point, the 10th heaven, Enoch witnessed the unfolding of the final judgment, a cosmic reckoning where every life, every decision, and every hidden motive was brought into the penetrating light of divine scrutiny. Before this throne, the books meticulously recorded in the 9th heaven were opened, laying bare the complete narrative of humanity. Here, the weight of responsibility became crystal clear. Every soul was judged according to their deeds, their faithfulness, and their alignment with God's divine will. For the righteous, those whose lives reflected love, justice, and compassion, this was a moment of glorious vindication and eternal reward. They were welcomed into the perpetual light of God's presence, destined for unending joy and communion. However, for the wicked, those who had defiantly turned away from God, embracing evil and inflicting suffering, the judgment was severe and irrevocable. They faced the eternal consequences of their rebellion, cast into outer darkness, a fate that echoed the chilling warnings of the 2nd heaven and the fiery torment depicted in the 3rd. This grand spectacle of ultimate justice underscored a profound, unwavering truth. God is not only infinitely merciful but also perfectly just. Every action has an eternal consequence, and no deed, whether good or evil, escapes his sovereign judgment. It is a powerful affirmation that the moral universe ultimately balances, and righteousness will always prevail. As Enoch's profound journey through the 10 heavens reached its zenith in the 10th heaven, he was left with a collection of truths so monumental, so utterly profound, that they would forever redefine humanity's understanding of existence. His ascent had been more than a fantastical voyage. It was a divine education, revealing a universe meticulously ordered by an all-wise creator. He witnessed the cosmic dance of celestial bodies, maintained by angelic hosts, a testament to God's boundless power and intricate design. He confronted the devastating consequences of angelic rebellion and human sin, a stark reminder of the unwavering nature of divine justice. Yet, he also gazed upon the breathtaking beauty of paradise, a promise of eternal reward for the righteous, and experienced the transforming grace that allowed a mortal to stand in the presence of the Almighty. The revelations of the 10th heaven, the absolute certainty of divine judgment, the meticulous accounting of every life, and the ultimate triumph of God's perfect will are not meant to instill fear, but to inspire a profound introspection and a renewed sense of purpose. They challenge us to live in the full awareness that our choices resonate beyond the confines of our earthly lives, echoing into the boundless expanse of eternity. The Book of Enoch, a narrative of cosmic scope and theological depth, invites us to consider the eternal implications of our lives, urging us to walk in humility, embrace justice, and seek constant alignment with the divine plan. In the light of these enduring truths, our earthly existence gains immeasurable significance, calling us to live each moment with an awareness of the unseen realms, knowing that our ultimate destiny is eternally woven into the majestic tapestry of God's creation. And so, our journey through the forgotten mysteries of the Book of Enoch concludes. We have traversed realms of celestial order and chilling darkness, witnessed both divine justice and boundless grace. This ancient text offers us not just a glimpse into a multi-layered heaven, but a profound theological framework that challenges us to rethink our place in a divinely ordered universe. Thank you for joining us on this incredible exploration. May the truths we've uncovered inspire you to ponder the deeper questions of existence and to seek wisdom in the ancient whispers of eternity. Until next time, walk in light, and may your path be guided by the enduring truths revealed in the heavens.